Hello everybody and welcome to SNC Mobile Technician. Today we will be discussing engine oil, where it comes from, understanding the labels on the bottle, and what it does for your car. We always buy a car and are stressed out to make sure that we do our oil changes regularly, but what we don't understand is why we have to do them so often. So let's start with the basics. What is oil? Engine oil is a form of clean and refined version of crude oil. Now, crude oil comes from the ground and it contains a lot of contaminants and doesn't work well as a lubricant for the engines. So what we have to do is refine it and make it to meet industry standards so that way we can use it in the automotive industry. Once engine oil is refined and it meets the industry standard, it's formulated to do the following. 1. Flow easily through the engine. If the engine oil is too thick, it won't be able to flow to the head fast enough and will cause oil starvation in the head of the engine. 2. Provide lubrication without foaming. Another term is aeration, where the oil gets moved around at a high rate and oxygen interferes, causing the oil to thin out and lose its lubrication effects. 3. Reduce friction and wear on major components. One of the biggest key factors of oil. 4. Prevent the formation of rust and corrosion inside the engine. 5. Cool the engine parts as it flows over. Oil passes through an oil cooler, and as it goes onto the components of the engine, it keeps the temperatures down to prevent overheating. And 6. Keep internal engine parts clean, preventing sludge. Sludge happens when oil changes aren't done at the right intervals and lose their lubricant properties and turn into sludge, which stays in parts of the engine instead of flowing through it. Almost all engines today are complex machines that all need different tolerances of oil. With engines being built today with tighter tolerances, you'll now start to see very low viscosity oils such as 0W20 hitting the market. Let's take a look at some different oils made by different manufacturers. As you will see, a lot of the bottles have a label that have SAE on them. Now, SAE stands for the Society of Automotive Engineers. This society is what determined the classification system, and where a numeric rating, such as 0W20, is the lighter oils will have a lower number, and the heavier oils will have a higher number. So, what does that mean when reading the label? When reading the bottle of a multi-viscosity oil, a bottle of, let's say, 5W30, means that the 5 stands for the weight of the oil on cold start at minus 18 degrees Celsius or 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and the weight of the oil when hot is 30 when at 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Another example, just to expand, is a bottle of 10W60. Now, this is typically used in high performance or race car builds, which has a weight of 10 on your cold start. And due to large tolerances on those motors, when warm, the oil rating is 60. Now, a lot of what we're going to see today is a bottle of 0W20, typically used in a lot of economic engines with very, very tight tolerances. And this will have a weight rating of 0 on cold start and 20 when hot. Now, we also notice the bottle says synthetic oil. The other type that we see is conventional. Conventional is a mineral-based oil, which is a standard oil that is derived from the crude oil process. Now, this one has no additives in it and is very, very basic. A synthetic oil, though, has additives in order to gain better fuel economy and engine efficiency by reducing friction inside the motor. Friction is not your friend inside your motor, as it promotes wear, power loss, and poor mileage, which is why oils are important and people prefer and tend to lean towards the synthetic oils. As oil is used in a car, its quality is broken down, and over time those friction reducing properties go away, and the oil begins to break down even more, and heat will cause it to turn into sludge, which we don't want. So how often should we change this oil to prevent sludge? Some manufacturers claim their vehicles can go 15,000 kilometers without an oil change, but due to the nature of our climate, it's next to impossible to ensure good health of the motor oil with that interval. A good general specification, if you don't know when to change your oil, is about every 6,000 to 8,000 kilometers or every 3 months. This will ensure you always have the best oil in your vehicle, promoting its engine life and reducing any future costs that can break the bank. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned a lot about what oil does for your vehicle. If you have any comments, be sure to leave them below and I'll get back to you right away. Also, hit that like and subscribe button and be sure to look out for the next video of how to do an oil change on almost any car.